Math approaches their work as a form of language rather than abstraction. The artist introduces familiar shapes and concepts, deliberately unraveling their significance, while presenting themes of nostalgia, change, and life cycles. This exhibition explores the shifting meanings of symbols and language. Each shape functions like a letter, evolving from a small set of original forms that have expanded over time. The artist compares their compositional process to constructing a sentence or arranging sounds. Using Photoshop, they isolate and rearrange these forms, emphasizing rhythm, tension, and the potential meanings within the imagery. Apples were a constant in their childhood, the symbol of knowledge, temptation, and learning. For these works, the artist used oil paint, a challenging yet ultimately rewarding material. Initially drawn to oil for its sense of time, Math found that layers of paint build, shift, and settle in ways gouache, their previous medium, could not. They grew to appreciate how oil expanded their visual language in unexpected ways. The material's capacity for mistakes and revisions offered a sense of freedom. The title of the show, Monday's Child, draws from the traditional nursery rhyme that assigns traits to children based on the day of their birth. This concrete-coated sculpture acts as a punctuation mark, both within the space and in the viewer's experience of the exhibition. Everyone says they loved painting and drawing as a child, but I never had any interest, she once admitted. I hated it. The teacher pressured me to paint realistically, and I just left. Rather than following strict academic rules, she developed her own intuitive process. This exhibition reflects that philosophy, stripping away intellectual weight and allowing the work to exist freely. By letting go of the need to intellectualize, the artist reminds us that sometimes the most powerful statement is simply, "Hey." The exhibition title captures her desire to communicate directly and casually with her audience. The works reflect this mindset, fluid, ever-changing, and unburdened by the need for concrete definitions. She sees her paintings as moments of pure existence, where the act of painting itself becomes a form of truth. During the creation of this body of work, she deliberately avoided books and external stimuli, choosing instead to let her subconscious guide her. Initially aspiring to be a journalist, she stumbled into the art world almost by accident. After leaving formal training, she chose a self-taught path, finding mentorship and inspiration in a fellow artist. This background instilled in her a belief that true artistry cannot be taught, it must be discovered within oneself. This exhibition reflects on environmental change, history, and human impact, asking viewers to consider how technology and nature coexist in the modern world. In this room, Doug's vision takes cinematic form. A dreamlike, multi-sensory environment unfolds as sound, light, and sculpture converge. At its center, two stags are locked in eternal combat, their antlers burning and pulsing with cold luminescence. This scene, along with other sculptures, creates a landscape that dissolves distinctions between the natural and man-made worlds. In an interview with musician and artist Beck, Doug once said, "I think in a lot of ways, the greatest strength of anything that's created is the power to disrupt time and to suddenly put you right here, right now." These works depict a repeated image of a house, pool, and horizon, representing the shifting landscapes of time. As the gallery press release states, "Together, they construct a timeline of our continuously altered landscape, from pre-human to imagined post-human occupation." The ghostly white bison seen in the exhibition serve as a haunting reminder of a lost ecosystem. They are made from repurposed foam once used in computer packaging. This show challenges us to consider the landscapes we inhabit and the traces we leave behind. This tower of mountain lions spirals upward, their bodies composed of seeds and organic matter, an abstraction of nature's resilience and art's attempt to suspend it in time. This sculpture pays tribute to the famous Hollywood Hills mountain lion. Lesley's paintings exist in a state of tension, at once solid yet shifting, fixed yet unraveling. This exhibition explores form, color, and movement in abstraction, where expressive brushwork meets controlled areas of color, creating compositions that challenge perception and invite prolonged engagement. Lesley has expressed that she does not want her paintings to only be glanced at. She wants viewers to get stuck in an optical play of layered brushwork and shifting color relationships. The artist gravitates towards ambiguous colors, hues that hover between states, resisting easy definition. This subtle chromatic uncertainty adds complexity to her paintings. She has spoken about a description of her paintings that resonates with her, a comparison to a comb that cannot untangle hair. John explores urban environments by layering painted elements onto photographs of cityscapes from New York, Berlin, and Seoul. His work plays with perception, using optical illusions to make flat surfaces appear three-dimensional. By blending painting and photography, he challenges how we see and experience these spaces. One recurring motif in his work is the use of textured brown squares over images of public spaces, subtly altering their depth. Through these interventions, the exhibition highlights how art can transform familiar environments, revealing new ways of seeing the urban landscape. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again.